welcome to Pulse Check.
Your updates on exciting upcoming events and insider info on clubs and sports at Lanier.
Today, we're going to take you through exciting events like the Prom fashion show and Lanier's production of the Little Mermaid, along with the wrestling season.
First, let's take a look at the production of the Little Mermaid with Kayla.
Thanks, Lauren and Will. Now we will be interviewing members of Lanier's production of The Little Mermaid.
Very different because I am the assistant director. I've never been an assistant director before. It's mainly either me being an actor on stage, still doing publicity, so that can be similar, but me being different is me seeing all the actors on stage without me and actually guiding them through the show.
One main difference with this show from previous shows is the amount of choreography we have. Previous shows have been just like a little bit of choreography and a lot of just kind of do what your character would do. But in this, we have a lot more set choreography and set group numbers and stuff like that. So that takes a lot more time and a lot more getting everybody on the same page and stuff like that. So that's why the rehearsal schedule is so intense.
Something that's really different with this show for me is like, they're not people, you know? Like all these people that I'm costuming, they're fish or they're mermaids or like they're seahorses, and it's like what hair does a fish have, you know? But people have hair. I can't make them be bald. It's like it's so different just figuring out, like I've never done a show like this before where they're not people.
The most fun part of the show is actually seeing the smiles of people's faces like I'm seeing right now, and being able to interact with them, help them out with any scenes they need, and also assisting the director with all her workload so that we're able to have a successful show and be able to make this a great, beautiful Little Mermaid.
Favorite part so far has been the individual scenes with the different characters. So like the scenes with just Ariel and Triton, or just Ariel and Sebastian, or like any of those encounters, because they're so much different than like ensemble pieces and stuff like that. And I like how the reactions are different with the intimate scenes and stuff like that.
The most fun part of this production is just, it's all the colors and all like the life, and there's so many different scenes and so many different changes. Like there's not one person that is only one character. I feel like everyone's got something different, and coming up with all these different fish. And we have jellyfish costumes. We're using umbrella hats. Like that's so fun. I love just doing crazy creative things like that with the costumes.
Make sure y'all come see the show March.
Yes, March 8th, 9th,
15th, 16th.
8th, 9th, It's the second and third weekend in March.
Yes, second and third weekend in
There are
March.
lots and lots of shows, there are 6 shows, so you should be able to come to one of them, and we hope to see you there.
Now back to Lauren and Will.
Wow, that was a splash. Thanks, Kayla.
All right, let's head back to the surface and see what our updates are on the Prom fashion show.
Thanks, Will and Lauren. Hello, Longhorn Nation. My name is Dylan, and I'm going to be taking you along the way to behind-the-scenes access of the Prom fashion show, sponsored by DECA. So here we have Michelle, the head coordinator of the Prom fashion show. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
So what is the Prom fashion show?
So every single year DECA hosts this event called the Prom Fashion Show. We use it as a platform to let our marketing students and all of our DECA officers to network with other companies and businesses that are close in the Beaufort area. So every year we have places like Men's Warehouse and Girly Girl to sponsor the show, and it allows them to help promote their dresses, and it gives like the models and everyone kind of a taste of what it's like in the more like business world, I guess.
That's really cool. So can you tell us more about DECA and why they're sponsoring this event?
So DECA is a club that's centered around business, and it helps, you know, prepare like rising entrepreneurs and leaders and anyone that kind of wants to go on that general pathway after high school. And it's really cool because we are allowed to like do everyday events that let the students have like hand-on experiences. So this is like a really cool way to let like everyone work with each other and other businesses. So this is why we do it every year.
That's cool. So can you give us any behind-the-scenes info?
I'm really excited for this year's show. We have like a really strong group of models. We have 30 of them. And this year we're going to be using David's Bridal instead of Girly Girl, so I'm excited to get to reach out to new companies and businesses, and we're also partnering with places like Sinorama and Home Depot to help with the show overall.
All right. Thanks, Michelle. We're going to move on. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes access of the Prom fashion show. Now we're going to pass it on back to Will and Lauren. See ya.
Exciting. I can't wait for the show.
Yeah, I just wish that I could. Is everything okay over there?
Are we live? Yeah, oh, okay. Thanks, Will. Thanks, Lauren. Yes, now to our interview with Coach Brunner and our 2018 area champ, Xander.
So, what exactly does wrestling mean to you?
Oh, wow. That's a loaded question. It means a lot of things to me. I've been in the sport my whole life. It's kind of a lifestyle for me. The discipline that it's taught, the dedication that it's taught, it's kind of changed and molded me to who I am today.
How do you feel about your team this year?
I feel really good about it. We've come a long way. I think in years past we've had a lot of individuals on our team that were great wrestlers. I feel like this is probably one of the most complete teams that we've had, top to bottom, as far as being kind of solid throughout our whole lineup. I think that's shown in the way we've performed as a team in a lot of tournaments we've been in this year. So I'm feeling really good about this postseason. I'm looking forward to it.
And do you have any favorite moments for wrestling?
I have a lot of favorite moments. For me, part of it is, when you're in competition, you have those great moments. You win championships. That's all well and good. But for me, it's a daily basis kind of thing. Seeing it click for kids in the room in practice, and when they figure something out, and they realize they can be a wrestler. I think it was said earlier that I think Xander said that you get out of this sport exactly what you put into it. And we're determined to kind of figure out who those kids are that want to put a lot into it. So when they start to see the fruits of their labor and things start working for them, the things we practice in the room here translate to competition, and they get their hand raised for that first time. That's kind of the hit moment for me is seeing kids be successful.
Hi, my name is Xander Clark. I wrestle 145 pounds at Lanier High School.
So in your own words, could you describe what wrestling means to you?
Yes, wrestling to me is it's one of those sports that no matter how much you put into it, you're always going to get that much back when you try your best. When you're on the mat by yourself, you're the only one that can affect the outcome of the match.
So how exactly did you get started with wrestling?
It's a funny story. Freshman year, I was in Coach Brenner's PE class the first semester, and every day he would come up asking me if I wanted to join wrestling, and I kept saying no because I thought it would be weird wrestling. It's not one of those sports that it's everyone's first option unless they're in it from they're really young. So finally one day, right before the season was about to begin, he comes up to me and offers me a bet. He says, "I'll play you in a game of horse. If I win, you have to wrestle. But if you win, then I'll stop bothering you about it." And I was like, all right, it's an old white dude. How good can it be at horse? And then I was beating him HORS to nothing, and then he just sweeps the board and destroys me with all these crazy shots. He was bouncing it off the wall, catching it, doing 360s, all sorts of stuff, and I was like, I guess I gotta wrestle now.
So how has wrestling affected your life?
I believe wrestling has boosted my work ethic more than any other sport because of the work and dedication it requires. some people don't realize that you're like fighting for 2.5 hours every day after school with your friends, like physically fighting, and to come back every day it takes a higher dedication than most things. So, and I can just put that dedication anywhere I want it, in school, work, just in everyday life. So
I could probably be a wrestler. Just look at these bad boys.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, Longhorns.
Hope to see you all at these events and continue supporting our school. I'm Will.
And I'm Lauren.
Have a great Longhorn day.
Bye.
There, ready?
So we use it as a platform to let our
Hey!
Because last year, like, I just hear orders and yelling.
Why are you laughing at
Thank you, Will and Lauren. I'm going to pass it. Shoot.
that?
Guys.
Thanks, Will.
Okay over there?
Okay, yeah, I'll just.
Bye.